Chipotle. I went at the perfect prime time. Everything was fine. Steak quesadilla. I should have put sour cream in these little guys and the hot sauce in here, but nonetheless, we did the dang thing. Black beans, white rice, guac, chips. The chips are actually relatively good today. Sometimes they're stale. And you know, I had to follow the hype and try this dang vinaigrette thing. I don't know, it smells really spicy though. I had to follow the hype and I had to follow it hard. I cannot stand when the hype is so insane to anything and then you try it and you're like, what the hell did I miss? Was it me? Yo, can I tell y'all something right now? That I was in deep contemplation today. Oh, salty. The big takeaway that I'm getting from all these shows that I've watched or movies, Knives Out, White Lotus, don't go to islands with rich people. Just don't. Don't go to any island or any vacation with rich people ever. Because chances are they will do some heinous ass shit. Just think about some real life examples too. Rhymes with me, Lane. Yo. Alright, so I'm gonna need you to step. Not give a fuck. Okay, so let's try it. Okay, I can see what the hype is about now. It's tangy. It's kind of barbecue-y, is the best way I can describe it. I have to tell you guys, I just have to go back, way back, a long time ago. It was just so ridiculous and it just randomly came to mind because, hello intrusive thoughts. Their meat does fuck with me. I hope it doesn't fuck with me today, but it's so limey. I love lime with meat. Ooh, that carne asada, that arrachera. If you don't know, I'm not gonna explain it to you. Skirt steak just be the bomb. But speaking of Mexicans, I know it's very small-minded, but speaking of, I want to tell you all about my dating life in baby steps, okay? Because some of the things that I want to share are not appropriate. We'll get there. I also have held back just out of like the people that I know that are watching. Fuck it. Fuck it. You know, don't hold me accountable for my past, okay? I was a stupid hoe, and I learned. I'm learning. I was just very thirsty for anybody. I was very, very desperate. I blame Disney. I always wanted to find my Prince Charming and Prince Eric. And yeah, it's been a whirlwind. I have stories and I blocked a lot of them out. But man, in my earlier years, boys were just not good to me. I don't know if it was just like the thirsty energy I put out, the desperate vibes. I was kind of like Eunice from She's the Man, where she just like, you know? Like once I like somebody, you just know it. I'm just like, ah! Love me. I was just like, I'm over this bitch. I ate. I don't care. I'm just chilling. And okay, so my first serious relationship ever. How did you finish that bone already? Was when I was 15 and a half to 17. Like 17, for like 2 years. But we only dated for 9 months, and then we were just on and off for, he was too busy boning all the girls at my school. So that was fun. That was a fun high school experience, thank you. So needless to say, like, being that young and impressionable, instead of just not letting that person jade me, I mean, like, there's nice boys out there. It was my first relationship, and it was the most toxic thing, the biggest heartbreak ever. At the end of the day, he was not a good person to know. So, just to preface the fuckery. So, you know, after this, I don't think I was still in high school at this point. No, I was. I was a junior or senior. I think it was a senior. 17 turning 18. I was already 18. You get the drift. I think I explained to you guys how I worked at this big retail establishment that is still around. And even though I went to an all-girls school, going to that retail job after school was my co-ed high school experience. So, ironically, all these rumors had gone around that I was a big hoe, but at that point I wasn't. And I was like, well, whatever. Can't beat him, join him. So I was like on a hoe mission, you know? I was in my prime, okay? YOLO. Just gotten through this. Gotten through this bad breakup. I'm living my life. Was I? I feel like I was like 18. I was a senior. Whatever. I was either a junior going into senior or senior going into college. But I'm pretty sure it was my junior year. It was my junior year, because then the next guy that I seriously dated was in my senior year. And that was a shit show as well. So, I'm 17, living my damn life. And I was really into like all the guys there were handsome. But I was a cashier, and there was this one boy named Edgar. And yes, I'm gonna use your real fucking name because you're a prick and you deserve to be exposed. I think I still remember your last name, but I'm not gonna expose you that way, but yeah, Edgar. Nah. I didn't think anything of it. I wasn't chasing dude. I just remember being googly-eyed and talking to him. He's like, you know, he had that like mushroom haircut, and I don't know why I thought that was cute. It worked for him. I just had that je ne sais quoi, that charisma. And this is just for girls out there, just to like learn from my mistakes and just put 2 and 2 together, you know? Social media wasn't how it was now. I didn't have his Instagram, Facebook, nothing. We exchanged phone numbers at one point. He's like, we should hang out. And I remember he would only come by at night in his car. I'd go sneak out to see him. And we'd probably be in the car for at least a couple hours, you know? And I don't remember how many times he came through, but it was often. I remember he came through at like the corner of the street. But he was always just very strange. Like, he wouldn't want to hang out during the day. Like, it didn't dawn on me, y'all. It didn't dawn on me. Like, it just didn't click. And he just always had excuses, like why I couldn't come by or whatever, because my parents were super strict. And I remember I went over there like twice. And it just wasn't what I thought, okay? Let's just say expectations are the root of all heartache. It just did not go as I expected. So, this was me exploring my sexuality in my prime. I hook up with him twice. And then, you know, it just fizzles out. But during the time of us talking, of us getting to know each other, he was bragging about how he worked for this really prestigious bank. Run for your life bank. Figure it out. And at the time, not so much anymore, but at the time it was like, ooh, you work for this bank. She's like, yeah, I'm a supervisor. This was after, you know. So we had kept in touch because he had left. This was the thing. Anybody that I did hook up with from that place that I worked at, it wasn't until after they left. Not all the time. Whatever. This was the first victim. Okay? This was the first hookup since like my first horrible breakup. So of course, naturally, you know, my feelings get involved and everything, but I remember how it ended. We just kind of stopped talking. And even though it was really whack, I still liked him. I still liked him, Bear. I don't know why. Yo, this guy was a liar. A few years passed. You know me, my range of time. But it wasn't even a few years, it was like a year. Okay, it was like a year. It was a very short amount of time. So I remember I went to go visit him at his bank. And I banked there too. Or no, I was signing up for an account to help him out. I don't know, I was just being creepy. I was creepy. So I went to that bank, and I remember the first time I went to that bank, dude was behind the teller line. And he just, I didn't think anything about it at the time, but he like, you know, came out and he's like, oh, hi, you know. He wasn't too nervous or anything. But no one acknowledged his title or like said anything. And I didn't think anything of it. My mom was there. She was like so impressed by him and how cute he was. Edgar. Such a fuckboy. Well, I think it was like a year later. We didn't talk. I go back to that bank. I think I was closing the account. Like I had a purpose to go there. I didn't have to go to that one, but I wanted to see if he still worked there. This banker guy was so nice and friendly. Like, kudos to this guy. He was so nice. We're shooting the shit. We're laughing. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's so cool. Nothing like that. He was just like a bro, you know? You know, 20 minutes into our conversation, I casually and coyly go, you know, I had this friend who used to work here. His name is, or was Edgar. Does he still work here? And he goes, the bank teller? I was like, well, he told me he was a supervisor, but yeah, sure, the bank teller. And then it's like making sense in my head. I'm like, why would you have to lie? So that was like red flag number, I say 2. There were so many red flags. But this guy was just like messing with my emotion, just getting something that he wanted from me, you know? And I think that was like the first time that I was like, fuck. I think that's like the worst part about being a girl, is just like when you give it your all, or like you really like somebody and then they just like really don't like you for you, you know? His loss. Well, then this guy goes, I can laugh about it now. Oh, he just got married. He was engaged. But like the timing of it all, I'm like, okay, if he just got married, he had to be with somebody, like at least engaged for a year. You know, it's possible that he just met this person, but the way that this guy made it seem was like he was with somebody, he just got married. And I kid you not, y'all. I kid you not. Tears just start rolling down my face. Like I can't even control it. I'm just like, oh God, I don't know what's happening right now. Like, and the guy's just looking at me. I wasn't even like sad. Well, I mean, I was, but it's just like all of a sudden it just like, I don't know, I couldn't control it. It was just like petals just drooping. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening right now. And I just couldn't stop crying. And the guy was like, oh shit, like he realized this bitch was lying, she's not just a friend. And then I couldn't say anything because obviously I'm not gonna be like, yeah, you know. But he figured it out. Oh, fuck my life. So then he gets up to like go bring me a tissue, and I'm just like, oh, I don't even know what I said after that point. I was just like, I'm so happy for him, or just like, and that was the last time I ever heard about Edgar. Good fucking riddance, dude. Oh my God, you were whack. Whack. Like, what the fuck? Like sometimes I'm just like, what were you smoking? Were you that desperate? Desperado. It's just so sad. I'm so compassionate towards my younger self. Like, not even myself right now, but it's like my younger self is just like, it's okay. You were a dumb hoe. But yeah. Then I started putting on, I'm like, oh, I started putting it all together. He only wanted to see me at night. Only in the car. Didn't take me out. Didn't want to date. You know, I wish I could just go back and just do it differently and be like, no, dude, F you. Like, wasn't even worth my time or my energy. It was a terrible sexual experience. Let me just tell you that. And he was so, like, what's the word with the G? Grandiose about himself. Oh my god. If I could tell you details, but we're eating. Let's just say he was not Jewish for sure. Okay? If you catch my drift. And that was the first time that was the first time that I ever came across that, and it wasn't a good situation to be in because let's just say he didn't know how to take care of himself. Why did I go back again? Because it was only like my first sexual experience outside of my first relationship. Oh, I came out fine, guys, you know. No pregnancies. No other things that we shouldn't be talking about right now. Like, I'm good. I'm good. I just wish I wouldn't have done that. I might wish that I didn't do this later. But in the moment, you're just like, okay. And then you pay for it later. But yeah, y'all, that was probably one of my most, not embarrassing moments, but it was just funny. It was like a scene out of a movie, and I'm just like, just petals dripping from my face. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I just couldn't stop crying because it was hope that was lost, you know? And it was just an idea of somebody. I didn't know this person. I was such a good girl, y'all. I was such a good girl until I was not. And it's okay. We lived and we learned. And, man, if I could go back, I'd slap the shit out of myself. Stop being so dumb. No. I know you're not supposed to talk down about yourself, but I was really stupid. I was blind, I was naive, and I was stupid. Boy crazy. I know. And well, here I am. I came out okay. I'm a little fucked up, but I came out okay. Aren't we all? I'm okay. Alright, y'all. Thank you for joining me.